Not mute. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Hey!
Hi. Welcome back. I can't believe
What's going on?
you're back already. It's
I
been
know.
a week. Welcome back to the second iteration. Oh, we can
Of
hit
the Drop Bear podcast.
Yes, I'm Max.
And I'm Sam, and welcome.
Welcome. Just before we start this podcast, I would just like to make it known to any viewers who are watching this that down below we have a link to our YouTube. I'll also mention this at the end. So go check that out if you want to see any of our previous podcasts. We haven't made too many yet, but be sure to fill that puppy up. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Alrighty. So, today we got some exciting news, some exciting stuff to talk about.
Yes, well, I think the most exciting thing at the moment for us is none other than the show off of the new Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yes, gotcha.
Now,
Only just recently released, and it's exciting. I'm excited.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now,
Favorite era is Vikings.
it's a cool idea. Like, I like it. I've wanted a future one for a while, but I think this will be fun.
Oh, gotcha.
Like,
And
no, you're up.
oh, sorry. Well, what I was just looking at for the trailer, like, it displays something that's really interesting, and it's just not like, it's like small snippets of interesting lore that sort of,
Oh yeah.
it's not all Assassin's Creed, it's more Valhalla,
Yeah,
but there is like implementations of the Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
with the
Sorry,
Odin
you
thing.
go now.
Right.
Yeah.
That was good.
Exactly.
I had a look, and one of the game designers, leading ones, they had a talk, just a quick one because they can't obviously give too much away. And it's the best way to explain. It's got a bit of a Red Dead 2 vibe, if you like.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have you building up your base camp village thing, and going out and exploring, and then bringing back, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, exactly.
But holy crap, was it cool!
Oh, gotcha.
I only have two problems. There's no hood, and there's no original hidden blade. It's this weird gauntlet knife thing.
I mean, I think they're sort of trying to steer clear of just the whole... Like, I know it's an iconic thing to see someone with a hooded robe and, I mean, all these fancy, like, gadgets and doodahs and stuff like that. I think they're sort of trying to go sort of away from that, but still keep the iconic symbolism of a hidden blade.
Oh, yeah.
Because they all, like, I mean, you can't say they all look the same. They're all unique. Like, what's his name had that hidden, one of them had a hidden axe, I remember seeing. But,
hidden axe?
in this one, obviously. Yeah, hidden axe. Giant ass, like, well, I wouldn't say giant, but like this axe that's small enough to go on a wrist and it just flicks out and you hit him on the head. But, like, this one is just, it's such an iconic trailer now, because it's
so
of
out
gone
there. It's
Exactly.
really cool.
And it caught everyone off guard, sort of, like, because every year you expect something that's like, futuristic or something to do with, like, Assassin's Creed 3. It's a great game.
Well,
I loved it, but I mean, I think it just keeps developing into these old time. Oh, you go into the past, yada yada. You're in this real old time it's sort of a copy and paste, is what I'm trying to say. They copy it and just sort of rejigger it a little bit, give it like, for instance, Assassin's Creed Unity was new because it was multiplayer, but it still looked like the same game layout as all the other ones. And this one, it looks like they're really trying their best to get apart from just the copy and paste format of Assassin's Creed with the whole Vikings, free roam,
feels fresh.
do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it looks amazing, but
Gotcha.
an interesting thing, it's going to be coming out with the next generation of stuff. So you You might want to save a bit more for your Xbox X or your PS5 to get the Valhalla edition, probably.
Mm.
Hmm.
And they've already brought out packs. Bloody hell. And they've already brought out packs and different things for the release of it. So they've got like a legendary Viking Raider pack. You can see all the things that it features.
Oh yeah, it looks really fun, and
God, yeah, it looks amazing.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's something that they've been doing with Assassin's Creed games lately that's just kind of repulsed me.
Yeah.
They're just
I don't know
not
what
the
it is.
same. There's something so cool about being overpowered. Like, I
Yes,
understand how they're
exactly.
trying to bring us back to, you're not going to be able to take on a whole lot of people as a one-man squad, but
Yeah.
it'll-
And it's gonna be cool. I like the sort of concept of Unity where you get different classes of people.
yeah, that's a
And
cool
every
idea.
single like Assassin's Creed game is always like, oh, you're this stealthy small guy that's nimble and stab people in the back. I want to be able to knock a dude over the head with an axe. Like,
Now
yeah,
you
I got a
can
hidden blade, but now you can do it.
for
Exactly.
$120.99 at your local
Exactly,
EB
yeah.
Games or GameStop if you're in America. Yeah, look, I'm excited. I love the whole Nordic thing, but it's
Oh,
just
man,
it's going to
Nord's
be
just
cool, and I can't wait to see all the eagle eye kind of side of it with the whole mystical Assassin's Creed super being stuff,
yeah.
and hopefully they might even work a new modern day character. You know how they always have the guy
Yeah.
from today's society in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to see another Desmond from like the original Assassin's Creeds or something that's a bit more. I don't know, because every
Varied.
time you like come out of the what's it called again? The aperture. What is it?
I can't remember what it's called.
Every time you come out of the simulation, we'll just call it.
Yeah.
You're always just some, average office worker. There's been a few cool little things, but nothing compares to Desmond's stories in
Oh,
the
no.
originals, and it's just so cool being able to see that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they always nailed it on the head with some games. Like Desmond's really iconic, and
Oh yeah,
you can really see like the difference in games with sort of that type of, like how they lay it out with that. But now that it's sort of they're running out of ideas to do, they're sort of bringing out these new games. Like recently, they've got like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed that new one with Rome, and
that's Odyssey.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's Odyssey and there's
and
another one.
Origins.
There's Assassin's Creed Odyssey and there's another one where it's like Rome. Assassin's Creed. I can't even remember the name.
No, Odyssey is Rome, and then Origins.
Oh, Origins. Yeah. You got it there. But what I'm trying to figure out is if this new game is going to be like those ones.
Yeah,
or it's going to be going back to like
the
Assassin's Creed
RPG
3.
thing is just not doing it for me anymore.
Yeah.
I love
played-
the whole Brotherhood thing where you had control of all the people in the street.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
yeah. But
It is cool. Yeah.
look, let's just keep our hopes up. After Breakpoint, I'm a bit iffy with Ubisoft.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I can't blame them. They want to do something new.
Well,
They're trying to implement new features, but I mean, the people just didn't like it all.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something with the way they're steering that's a bit off, and hopefully this will restore my faith in them.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't lost faith. It's just, at the moment, they're really not finding the passion to make a game that's great.
Yeah, it feels like like with the the Assassin's Creed Odyssey and all that kind of those later ones, they felt like they were pumping them out like really fast.
Yeah. It's year by year as well, and you just feel
Yeah,
like there's no effort in
you
it.
know,
They're
oh,
like,
it's
oh, we
another
gotta hit it on the
Assassin's
nail.
Creed game. Like, I remember when like Assassin's Creed 3 was coming out. I think there was like a couple year. No, there was more than a couple year difference there.
Mm.
When did Brotherhood release? Like,
Brotherhood was 2010, I think.
yeah, so that's like easily 3 years difference,
Yeah.
and they just knocked that on the head. But it was the fact that it took 3 years and they just made a really cool game.
Yeah.
It was just
God,
fun. And you know what? It's actually quite refreshing sometimes when you see these new single player games, because a lot of the time you're getting a lot of multiplayer stuff. I think they're
Yeah.
forgetting the whole, you know, as much as we love online and we love playing with our friends, there's a time where we like to play story modes in games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it just bubbles down to things like that, where you can put a multiplayer feature on the side if they want, but focus more on story, because story is key, is it's trying to get an emotional impact for the player.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
multiplayer is hard to do that, because they're like, oh yeah, you're going to have this whole player base is like, oh, this is really cool. I mean, obviously people would fuck around in the story if it was multiplayer, like, do stupid shit with characters or try and break the game. And that's why you put it on the side, so people that really enjoy single player games can do that, but also screw around on the multiplayer aspect. It gives them freedom, but also, like, I don't know, it's just something about multiplayer games, like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's just something like that where it has a point to the story and something that can sort of go back into the multiplayer aspect as well. It connects, and it just gives you that type of good vibe for the game. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Like,
cool. It's cool.
It's cool.
I'm excited. There's a lot
Real
of
keen
potential
for it.
here.
God, yeah.
All right.
Oh well. I think we're sort of
Bit Assassin's
over
Creed
the whole
out.
Assassin's Creed. Yeah. I mean, I'm just keen for it. I'm keen. There's just probably not enough information really to just go into full detail about it. It's just giving you basic
Well, we only know
information.
so much.
Exactly. We're no different from the player base. So the next topic would be indie games.
Indie games.
I found it recently that indie games are just pouring out in bundles.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's insane. And they're bizarre too.
Oh my god,
just
are
this
they
whole-
just? And the horror
Ah.
stuff, like it's
Oh my god. It's you can either get an indie game that's just exceptional or one that you can tell someone made in Russia as a 12-year-old boy trying to get fun so he can buy an AK or something.
No, just so he can buy food for his.
God, Jesus Christ, I just went dark real quick.
But they're just.
But yeah.
They're good though. Like, some of them are really good. And I can't stress that enough. Like,
I know.
some of the horror stuff, like, although it may look a bit janky, it's scary.
Oh god, yeah.
It's not like
I mean,
Resi 7 scary where you're like, okay, I don't want old man Norman walking into my bedroom after I've been playing it for 6 hours. It's more of a, holy crap, I may have wet my pants, but
yeah.
I can go and sleep
exactly.
in peace after this.
Well, I think it's really cool how they make indie games.
Yeah.
Like, they're not too eccentric. They just have a plot. I mean, they have, like, an idea for a game and put it in. One game that I think is really interesting, that's just so basic and so good, is Stardew Valley. And it's basically about just farming. It's so simple, but the game is so addicting. And I've watched, like, Let's Plays on it, and Stardew Valley is sort of just like a 2D platformer that you go around and make crops and stuff. But there's also games that are really good and really difficult, like Cuphead. That's an amazing indie game. And if you watch things on it, you can just, oh my god.
It's insane. I wouldn't, like, would you call it an indie game?
Yeah, it is an indie game.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not
define
big.
Indie
it's
game,
not a large
just
production.
for those of us who don't know. Asking for a friend.
It's It's created by a small company, so it's not a large scale like
Yeah.
big product company like Ubisoft
Or
or
Rockstar.
Rockstar. Yeah, it's a small game that's developed for just a fun time, or it's just a small publisher that's releasing something that's
But-
just fun to play.
The beauty of indie games is that they're just another, like, they're a nice little niche market where people are allowed to live out the little fantasy. Like, okay.
Exactly.
And, like, well, here's a good example. The new release of Dreams. You know Dreams?
Yes,
Dreams.
exactly.
That's almost like
Perfect
an indie
example.
game platform.
Inside of an indie game. Yeah.
It's like... Yeah, it's interesting. Like, some of the stuff I've seen on there, like, it's hard to sleep at night, but other stuff I'm just blown away. Like,
honestly, if people could try and use easier to make
it's
like
not
systems.
easy like that stuff.
Yeah, I know,
It's-
but it takes time to develop a game. I
Oh,
know that
yeah.
for sure. I've seen people play it, but it's a lot more simpler than using stuff like CD Projekt Red's type of game developing. Like, you need a team, like, you need to build a team to make something like that.
You find a lot of those games that they do eventually form a team to do stuff that they're not good at, which is really cool to
Yeah,
see the
exactly.
community collaborate.
Yeah, exactly.
Over one little project.
Yeah, perfect example. And the thing about indie games is because they're small, they don't have so much to worry about, that they
Yeah.
focus on what the community wants.
Yeah, they do
So-
what they want to do because they don't have that pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And big scale games like Halo and stuff, just down the drain. Because it's so much pressure, and companies change as well. It's sort
And
of
the
like
time
another
restrictions.
downside to having a big industry.
Yeah.
And it's just, indie games are so perfectly well maintained by a small company that it's just, also, if you have a game that's big, like it's a big production for it, it's good to just be like, you know what, I want something small to play and not having to like put in hours and hours of effort.
Yes.
Because Cuphead, it's a long game. It's not too long that it's sort of like lengthy enough that it's like 48 hours. Cuphead's fun. It's just something you can do to screw around in.
Like,
people
make
take it seriously,
remakes
obviously.
of games too. Like, I saw a, what's it called? Tomb Raider? Original Tomb Raider remake of an indie game. And the best thing is platforms such as Steam support these developers too.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and look, it's great, and I think they have Patreons and that which you can go support, which it's awesome if you can support them. If you can't, it's totally reasonable, but like, it's so good that these people are doing it for free. You almost want to help them out after they've made their first big breakthrough. Like Subnautica, that would be an indie game. And look how that went from just years of just pissing around, and then they finally really launched it, and it just flew off the shelf, and it just went crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, going off the topic of indie games that are successful, I think it's also good to point out the ones that aren't successful. About a small company that are on Steam. There is, I would have to say, millions upon millions of Steam games
Aren't
that are
they just messed
indie
up?
developers.
Oh my god!
And it's like, you don't even need to go far to actually figure out how disgustingly depraved some people's imagination
What is wrong with people? The stuff they do with Shrek, you'd be surprised the stuff you can do with one green ogre. It's...
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
It's like, there's some good stuff that just deserves attention and money, and then there's the other stuff. There's no middle, there's just good, and then there's just dark.
Yes,
And it just goes from 0 to hero in under like 16 seconds. Like, it is...
And I also want to, like, there's weird games, and there's also games that you just don't understand why someone would want to spend the time to make it. Like, everybody has their choice of what they enjoy. Like, weird things like Tetris. There's rip-off games like that. There's a game here that I'm looking at the Steam store. It's $1.50. It's called Jelly Blocks. What goes through someone's head to go, oh my god, I want to make Jelly Blocks? Maybe they just want to make a quick buck, but like, someone spent the time and effort to make that.
Yeah, and like you got like, and the worst thing is when people try and rip off games too.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's also, there's also like a nice part about it where you think, well, someone's gone out of their way to copy a game they love so much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a crazy world we live in, man. Like, the fact that people have access to the stuff to make this just
is concerning.
It's
There's so much freedom
concerning.
to it. Like, there's levels to what you can put on the Steam store, obviously, but like, people slip through the cracks and put some weird shit in there.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you watch people sort of like there's a whole area where people just go and play Steam games, and you just search up weird Steam games on YouTube, and people just thousands of videos, people finding these bizarre things, and a lot of the time, developers like to overprice things a lot. Generally, because they just want to make money from it. But you know, indie games are just so wholehearted that you just can't go wrong with them.
Well, most of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
The ones they let on Steam, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
And it's good to see that indie games aren't sort of
Dying.
directed towards one area.
It's
every platform.
It's everything.
You can get it on anything.
At least they're
Nintendo,
not
Switch,
RPG games, too.
Exactly. I mean, you can make an indie game that's an RPG. That
but
is fun.
It's just, I've never been a big fan. I just can't get my head around the grind, man.
Yeah. It's games sort of like Skyrim, the ones that I enjoy. Something that has a story behind it that you can like get behind. I think that it's like watching a movie pretty much, but you're in it. You just make your own story.
Yeah.
And that's what gives you the freedom and the, I don't know what's so fun about it.
Yeah.
And obviously you can't not mention as an indie game Minecraft, obviously. Like, rise up from the ranks.
Yeah. Well, like, what else has Mojang made? Exactly. Well, they're about to release some new stuff, but
yeah, like
it's all just offs of Minecraft. They just can't. They're just like, man, we made it once, we can do it again. You know?
Yeah, you know when the Walking Dead games came out?
Oh, the Telltale ones.
Yeah, the Telltale ones. Yeah. Telltale got on the grind for Minecraft as well, you're like, no, you didn't need it. You put it in there because you wanted it in there.
Yeah, they were like...
And now I guarantee the whole company's like, what the fuck were we thinking?
Yeah, they just... Oh, that was just the... Oh... I'm not gonna lie, I did play it, but it was because it was for free, the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. It was so bullshit. They had a QuickTime event that you could not beat, no matter what. And you could have as much skill as you want, but you cannot win it.
Oh, God. I mean, you can really just, like, nitpick at those types of games as well.
You can go at them
I've seen
all
a
day.
bunch of videos of dude. You know how, like, spoiler warning if anybody actually wants to play it. The pig dies eventually.
Oh, really?
It dies. Yeah.
No!
You can't save him, but he does die eventually. And there's this one video that I saw where the dude's playing the roleplay of it, and the pig gets eaten, and he just starts pissing himself laughing. No remorse at all. Like, he's played the whole game with this really sweet character that's been developed. Just all of that emotion out the window. He's just pissing himself laughing. And it's just like that. You can nitpick at stuff like that. It's so funny.
That's so
And that's another magical thing about indie games is, like, some games are made by small companies are amazing, but others are just terrible.
Oh,
Absolutely
God,
awful.
So bad. Like, they're trying to do a rip-off of Diablo.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
my God. I just can't.
Diablo.
Like, it looks cool because it's Minecraft with RTX in the first place,
Yeah.
but it's Diablo. Again,
Exactly.
can't get behind Diablo. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it's just.
Yeah. I played Diablo personally. I think it was okay. It's not amazing.
I can't
It's
play
more
it
of
for long
like-
periods of time.
I think where Diablo comes into play is people that really enjoy it is people that grew up with stuff like RuneScape.
Yeah.
And RuneScape is it. You can just describe it as a grind game. That's it. Nothing
I
else.
can't do grindy stuff, man. I got better stuff to do.
It just. Yeah, exactly.
It depends what you're playing. It's just.
And the cool thing about indie games as well is, like, some people that develop indie games have become big industry companies. I wouldn't say.
Like,
I know you're
Mojang
probably
might
gonna-
be able to call themselves a big industry company, but
It's just because they got a big fan base.
Yeah,
They're not huge.
they're
They've got a
like-
small.
they're
group of
a
people
one-hit
working.
wonder, and they just keep trying to make that one hit just go up again.
Yeah,
They just
I mean,
gotta
they
let
do
it die.
Like, you can't deny that they're still.
Oh yeah, like they're not gonna be able to cash anytime soon. You know,
No.
Frederick over there is still sleeping with his Minecraft body pillow,
Yeah,
and
and you see the people that work there as well. They don't want to be at the
no,
interviews.
they don't. They don't want to own the fact that they work at Mojang.
Work at Mojang. Yeah, they're
Just
like,
don't
"Look,
even
man,
have that on their resume. Just like, look, man, between you and me, I used to work there. It wasn't a choice. I was low on cash. They told me to make this stupid brick game, and apparently it took off. But nah, Minecraft's an awesome game. But like, just know when to let it go.
And indie games, there's freedom to it as well.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just create whatever you want.
And the problem is, you can create whatever you want.
Create whatever you want. There's ups and downs to it.
Yeah, so it's just
And I'm just going to go off the bat and say a few that I know that are iconic.
Super
Is
Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Untitled
the-
Goose Game, which is a new one.
Oh,
It's
what's-
really interesting.
What about the Binding of Isaac?
Oh, dude, I forgot about that one.
So
That one
help me
was
God.
One of my favorite.
I do not get that game, and I never will. The story makes me want to tear out my eyes,
It's weird, it's creepy, and it's disturbing, but it was fun.
but it's kind
It
of
was
hot.
just something. Yeah. And games that I don't understand how people just get behind a story like it, and it just weirds me out. Is Undertale? I don't
Oh,
understand it.
The gameplay
And I never
isn't that
underst-
good. You just dodge
It's
him
not,
with a
it's
bloody
awful.
heart.
Exactly.
Like, how
You
is
use
that
your little
fun?
keyboard to dodge people
my
in like a little
God,
box,
you
and
have
that's
to wait
it.
for half an hour for Sans to go, alright, I'll fight you. Like, far out. How much time do you have in your day?
Yeah, exactly.
It's 10 o'clock at night. Oh, fuck, I just made it to Sans. I could wait another half an hour. Might as well put my Doritos in the microwave.
That's on my desk conveniently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like... What else is there? There's some cool stuff, but there's just some weird stuff.
Gosh, yeah.
It's just odd. It's just
There's not enough words to describe.
let it die, man. Some of it,
Yeah,
you need
just let it
let
go
it.
and
Just
burn down.
Go
in a
on,
hole.
go on, go off, go into the wild and just drop dead for me. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
I think indie games it's popping, but it's dying at the same time.
Well, some things should stay alive, but some things just
need to go.
they just need to somehow just slip off the Steam store page and
Cough, cough. Minecraft. I know that's not on Steam, probably not, but
but we're
that
talking
needs
about
to just stop.
Minecraft Telltale, not Minecraft. Minecraft is an awesome game.
Just Minecraft.
but
Yeah, Telltale. Anything aside from Minecraft needs to die. Like, they're doing good as is. They don't need Telltale.
Yeah. What about
There's probably
Super
like a
Cat
small
Mario?
community.
That troll game.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
Who made that? They were like, you know what? I hate my brother. He always beats me at games. I'm gonna make a game just for him. Made it. Put it on Steam. Everyone loved it. His brother threw his controller at the screen when he played it. It was just
marvelous.
marvelous.
It's a great experience.
It really is. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Wasn't
I think
that
we
a
should
rant?
move on to the. Yeah, big rant. Big rant. I'm keen on it. I mean, I think we should walk into our next topic here.
Oh,
But
I don't know if I want to.
it's gonna be philosophical. But I always find it interesting. What is there left, like, in the world? I know it's a big thing to just go off the bat off that. What is there left, bro? We're all dying. The fossil fuel. What I'm trying
You
to
got
say
60
is
years and a will to live. What do you got? You know?
yeah, it's like, what should we explore first? Should we explore the depths of, like, the ocean?
Space.
Or should we go up into space?
Yeah.
Like, should we go look and try and inhabit
there are
another
just
planet?
some things in the ocean we just should not find for our own
Should
sake.
not find,
Like,
yeah.
I reckon if
I mean-
the Loch Ness Monster is at all real, there's just a reason why we don't find these things. Either the government...
This is why we
or-
pollute waters and nuke waters.
Yeah, like, we just need them to, like, go back to the depths of the ocean. Yeah, that's right. Stay in your nice little sea trench, all submersed in gunk and beer holders and stuff like that. Yep, just drown, you know, don't let the fucking come up to me in the surface world. We're all happy here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, like, there's some, like, megalodon shit down there, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, God, yeah.
They're, like,
Well, I
weighted.
mean-
They're just, no, not even that. They're fucking, things off of Pacific Rim. The kaiju. They're waiting.
Yeah, they were sitting there. They're just waiting. They got watches on their wrists, too. They're just sitting there in their little deck chairs at
Yeah.
the bottom of the seafloor.
And I can tell you
Bunch of
right
floodlights just sitting there. I'm like, do you reckon
yeah.
it's time yet? Nah,
Nah,
I'll give it
nah.
another 100 years.
Yeah. And, like, the bloody Americans already got the Pacific Rim on.
Yeah,
Some
they got
oil
some secret
rig.
underground bunker.
Yeah. Yeah,
God.
it's something that... It's scary. Like, can you imagine being so deep on... Like, I know we talked a bit about it last stream. But, like,
Yeah.
being in a submersible, going that deep, and knowing that if you had to evacuate from that, you couldn't swim up in time.
Yeah.
Like, and not
God,
even being
no.
able to see, like, 2 meters in front of you, like, just in normal, is scary.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're, like, it's like being in space down there. You can't see shit.
Yeah, exactly. You can't see anything.
And
you
you're
can't
floating.
breathe.
And if you go outside, you die. So, like,
Yeah, exactly.
GG, my guy kind of vibe.
I mean, space, you freeze to death. I mean, water, you
Oh,
can
no,
do that
it's a
as
lot
well, but
worse
you got a
than
bit of
that.
freedom.
You, like, internally combust.
Exactly.
It's fucked.
But-
What?
When you're in the ocean, if you're at, like, what, 20,000 feet,
There's-
you step outside, your body turns into a
Just-
pancake.
Yeah. It's scary, but it's
It is
also
scary.
fascinating to see what's down there. And, like,
And it's said that we've only found, like, logically discovered 1 to 2% of
yeah,
the
fuck
water.
off. Okay.
And I'm like, I know someone down there that's discovered a bunch of random shit, did documentaries, that lives out in the bush,
Yeah.
that's like a free diver, that's, like, discovered at least 10%.
Yeah, like,
I mean, it is.
piss off, right? We have to have found, like, a decent amount if we've even done half the shit we've done with our colonizations. And B, like, come on, give yourselves a break. Like, the government definitely has some hidden shit, but, like...
Oh, God, yeah.
But, like, we've discovered more than 1 or 2% of what's in the water.
Oh,
Like, come
yeah,
on.
you can't deny
But
it.
don't bullshit me with that. Oh, we're only at the tip of the eye. Yeah, fuck off with that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you
Yeah.
can. There's only, you know, how much can a koala bear? There's only so much shit in the water, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, maybe if
I
there's
mean-
a Loch Ness monster, you can count for like 10%. But like, fuck me, work with me here.
Yeah.
You know, give yourselves a bit of credit. You're doing great. Then just
Yeah.
say it's the tip of the iceberg and get every scientist within a kilometer horny about it. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
But, I mean,
space. The
I'm
final
looking at an
frontier.
article. Oh,
It's just-
exactly.
Ah.
It's weird to think about.
We only
know.
just photographed a black hole. Like, that's saying something,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
We're not gonna
exactly.
make it off the planet before global warming.
Yeah,
Just fucking YOLO it. Just do whatever you need to do before it happens.
yeah, exactly.
But it's so funny. It's space, like, it's awesome, but it's really, like, iffy. You
And you're
know?
just gonna always have somebody that lives in some like shack in America
Yeah, you're always
that's
gonna have
sitting
that
there with like
wonder
4 computer screens and just conspiracizes about
how far we
how
got, or the moon
how far
landing.
we've actually gone. Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, it's also, like, scary too, because eventually we're gonna get up to, like, hopefully, I mean, like, you know the movie Passenger, where they got
Yes,
the
exactly.
carbon freezing, and,
Like we've
like,
gone so far with
you're
technology
going
as
to
well. Like
outlive people eventually. You know what I mean? Out people loved ones
yeah.
just because you want to get to Earth version 2 kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, and you know what? It's really cool because they've found Earths like light years away, so we're not going to get to them in our lifetime, but
God
that are
yeah.
like 50 times the size.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine us just going there? It's like, all right, everyone, we need to like mass this shit up. You know, like fill it all, pollute it all. Like
Yeah.
we're redoing Earth One, baby. Let's go. And then
Let's go. How long we got? 4 million.
how many nuke
Alright, we
reactors we're
can do
doing?
it in 4 million, we can do it in half.
Oh, there's dinosaurs still. Yeah, yeah. Get the crater ready. Um, yeah, it's cool though to think that's another Earth out there. That's huge. Like, I wonder if it's
Yeah.
got the same kind of biomes and stuff. And it'll be interesting to see the different adaptations of like plants. Like, say if is the grass
Exactly.
blue?
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't take much for
What's
that mutation to occur either.
yeah.
It's
Well, I
just
think the thing is that people are sort of trying to focus too much on everything else. Like, I mean, if the whole world was like, let's focus on exploration,
yeah. Instead
you
of
know, you'd get
blowing each
somewhere.
other
You'd make
up.
some giant, yeah, exactly. You'd make a giant spaceship.
Yeah. But like,
Like,
I reckon how cool to be like using nuclear explosions to like boost you through space.
God, yeah.
That looks sick. I want to see that. Can we see that?
But yeah, look at it, look at it. But I'm actually looking at an article now from 2013. 2012 Voyager 1, the spacecraft. It's unmanned. It's legit just like a radio dish with a bunch of spikes in it, sort of just drifting out in space. And it's probably the most successful mission yet. And it's been floating for how long's it been?
10 years?
After streaking through space for nearly 35
Oh,
years.
35.
Oh no, not 35, but you know, like it's been going.
Well, here's something. What about that Mars crew who were going to Mars on a one-way trip?
Yeah,
Like, what depression would you have to sign up for that shit?
yeah.
Yeah, I want to get away from my family and just humanity in general.
In general, yeah.
Sign me up. Oh, it costs a
Well, I
couple
mean,
grand. I guess I can spare it considering I'm not going to be living here.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, what's going to be the go with overpopulation as well? Like, what do you reckon we'll do? We'll build giant ass like mountains made of steel that are just houses,
overpopulation.
or
I reckon we'll have like. I'm not gonna lie. I reckon we might have a cheeky nuclear explosion somewhere just to.
yeah, just eviscerate
Oh
an entire nation.
no!
Oh,
Oh
shit!
no!
Look,
Another
we've
nuclear
both.
reactor killed so many. Oh god! Darn it, man! I thought we were
Uh
gonna.
oh. Yo, Putin, Suka Bliert. Oh,
Oh,
whoops.
guess he
Wrong
went Suka
phone
Blair.
number. Cough, cough. Send one over to like Los Angeles or something.
Yeah, like I reckon like those mega cities, they will like eventually the government will do something before that. Like even
Yeah.
China had to like go, okay, guys, we're only doing one baby for a bit.
yeah, yeah.
Like they've only just
Look, man, we get.
only like a couple of years they released that law, and then
Yeah, exactly.
but it worked. And you know what? Like as much as they got like a crazy amount of people in that, they did slow it down and they stopped it for a while, and it worked.
Yeah.
And that's what they will hopefully implement to stop people, because it's kind of bullshit to think that because they've just let themselves, go off and breed so much that they have so many people that everyone has
Yeah.
to suffer for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're overpopulating because we've got nothing else. I think everybody's too scared to big nations. Like, world wars and stuff like that, shaping our new society and stuff. People drop bombs and shit. You got like 400,000 people that just casually die.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like, it's a small, like, it's a nation against a nation, like Iraq and America and stuff like that fighting. Like, it's, numbers are going down. I'm not saying that it's horrible that people are dying and fighting, but like, it's slowly, it's helping, but it's not, because numbers.
What's
people,
the word for it?
People root more than people die.
Or what is it? The great, you know what I mean? It's not. Look, what's to say one human life's worth more than.
Technical difficulties. The dog is being an irritated animal. But I think the best thing about interstellar space is just the real variation in how much freedom you have to. And I mean, people have difficulty in terms of trying to make stuff that's appropriate to get to one Earth the other. Like Mars, it's taking like I don't even know how long that would take. 25 years,
Hey,
maybe
does anyone
more.
know how to skin a spoodle? It's a medium-sized dog.
Exactly, but yeah, interstellar space. It's so interesting.
It's
so
cool.
much things to think about.
Do you go really fast and keep people awake, or do you just freeze people? And the other cool thing is when you're traveling in light speed, even if you do freeze yourself, right? I mean, even if you don't freeze yourself, you're still going to be living longer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you go through light speed, your age isn't affected, right? But it still takes that long to do it. So, right, if you leave at 20 and say your husband's on Earth and he's 22, and then you go off to another planet through light speed, however long light speed takes, let's say it's 100 years, your husband would be 120 by the time you do 1 year in light speed, even though you're still going to be 20 at the end of it. So all that kind of age difference, it's going to mess up with generation groups, and it's there's just so much potential for like mix up in ages and living beyond when you should, and the thing is, you could choose what era you live in too. Like that's
exactly.
That's kind of messed up.
That's too much freedom.
And the thing is, if you do that, and if everyone decides to do that, there's no point in moving to year 3000 if we haven't progressed at all.
Yeah. But the thing is with cryogenic like stasis, it's the things that they found with it is it just doesn't work because your cells are meant to die. At a point where it freezes it so it doesn't do anything. The thing they found is when you get out of cellular like cryostasis, you die at an exponential rate. Like you just deteriorate. And that's just your body reacting to be like, dude, you're like 140 and you're looking like a 13. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. But look, and there's so much potential for like, if you could do that, wouldn't you just load up everyone into the world, right? So look, we'll just do like a quick light speed travel. It'll only feel like an hour to everyone on the world, but it will be like so many, like 100 years, and then it would almost reset the world as we know it. Like, would that be worth doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wasn't that what they were trying to do on WALL-E?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But that, there's so much potential for fixing the world or ditching the world or even trying to do both. Like, exploration is the key to fixing a lot of problems, but we can't
Yeah.
explore without a lot of problems internally being solved, such as war.
Yeah, exactly. War. And, like, I think they're just gonna get to the point where they're just so self-centered and so, like, one-minded that it's just they're gonna get desperate. They're gonna get to the point where they're, like, sending 2 children in cryostasis in an object that looks like a fucking bowling ball, sending 2 babies to another planet at Mach 40.
Supermaning again.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just, it's hard to think that, like, you have so much limitation in terms of what you can do because of resources and time, fuel.
Yeah, there's.
I reckon eventually they'll figure out something in terms of a giant,
or they could
like, structure.
Yeah, like
that can.
Like what's it called? Lost in Space. That might even happen where they find an alien engine and reuse it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so varied. Like anything could happen. We don't know. It's just all up to however it happens, I guess.
Yeah, it's really cool though.
I think gone too philosophical.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interesting. Honestly, you could go hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about, but let's be real. I don't know if it's too entertaining. Like,
it's entertaining to talk about.
What would be entertaining to talk about is how funny it would be to see a rocket ship travel at light speed into a brick wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that would be a sight to see. Like, you know, would you be able to determine human from the rocket ship? You know, there's so
exactly,
yeah. Would you better be off in a carbonite chamber or whatever it is? You know, just all that philosophical
stuff. Just real positive stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we should go to the next topic.
This is the one I was worried about. This.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
This is when the world just run out of ideas and just.
They got horny.
They're like, you know
they
what?
Got real fucking horny.
They got real horny. Human anatomy just took them over.
They just took the reins and they just went all out on this sucker.
Yeah. They took so much freedom. We have so much time on our hands to do whatever we want. I spent a whole day watching this series. It's on Netflix.
I didn't. And I still left my dignity. Just disclaimer.
I lost a whole day because I've got nothing to do. I lost a whole day. I wish I could have worked on that day, but I can't.
Just own it.
And we're talking about Too Hot to Handle.
And it is gross. It's like Love Island, but what everyone's thinking when they're watching it. And I haven't watched that either. Bad. But what I do know is that it's what everyone wants to see in the show, but they can't get it.
It's so bad, Max.
I don't know why people do. They were like, okay, we're going to do it UK, and then America was like, oh my god, this works, and then they took it. And Australia was like, yo, these suckers have it. We should do that too. Yeah. And then Seven's like, gimme, and then here we are.
Yeah, it's just 10? Like a whole process. I don't know, one of them. We don't care. It's a dumb show. It doesn't need recognition, and then but we're recognizing it anyway.
Too Hot to Handle on Netflix is like, okay, guys, we all know you're horny teenagers wanting to watch Love Island. We'll give you this, but except
look, let's try and stretch out how much freedom we have between the limits of PG-13, MA-15 plus, or literal pornography. I bet
that would literally go like one episode's G, one episode's PG, and then just straight to R.
No, it is. The first episode is just them. They're like, hi guys, bikini, and it's just so bad. They're all meeting each other and stuff. But honestly, like, I'm not gonna say that the whole show is terrible. It's cool.
It's a bunch of cool people concept with STDs trying not to fuck each other.
And it's just them trying not to ruin each other. But it actually really makes you think about relationships, and that's the whole point of the show.
Isn't it? Because if you can't stop yourself from doing some chick, and you can't make a solid friendship or a relationship out of it without doing that, that says something about you, man.
Exactly. And I think that's what this show strives to do.
Like,
They
help each
have a
other out
plot.
by maybe covering a little more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the whole show is like they ban sex
Yeah.
after a 12-hour limit for the first episode, and that's it. And the whole show is just them. It's like, every time you do a sexual act, we'll deduct $20,000 to your $100,000. And it's like, the blatant way to put this entire show, just one word, is balls. That's it.
what?
That's all you, just
Cut
blue
out.
balls.
Oh, blue balls.
Just so bad.
Can you imagine Big Brother with that sort of stuff? Oh, we're watching you, Jonathan. You know,
Oh, God.
finally got the like shared bedroom to yourself. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's been like weeks, man. Just let me have a bit of an outing.
Yeah.
And then just Big Brother over the mic. What are you doing there, buddy? Like,
Like, you can have, like, screen time and... Like, you can tell that some of it's fake. Like, a lot of it would be fake.
Oh, yeah.
Just acting and drama and all that stuff. You can tell, like, behind the scenes, these guys had mental breakdowns.
and the
This-
fucking
they're like,
producers
you know you
were
can't have
just
sex. What are we
pissing
fucking at?
themselves laughing.
Yeah.
You're all 20 and you can't do it for a couple weeks. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
God.
it's really funny because of how stupidly horny these people are. Like,
Exactly.
it's not realistic. Well, it shouldn't be realistic to how it works. And they're all dumb
Exactly.
shits. Like, they're
Exactly.
probably really nice people. But, like, if
Does
Ooga Booga Man can only get...
You can only get so far
Yeah.
with people that are like, look, bruv, I'm like
With the buck
140
teeth.
pounds, bruv, and I've got like pure muscle. But he's just dumb as like a.
He's dumb
box
as
of
fake
hammers.
shit. Yeah.
You can only go so far with who you have there.
Oh my god. It's like, you're not gonna have any intellectual who's like, yes, blue balls actually exist. They're like, does blue balls exist? It's like, I don't know.
I don't know, bro. It's like a Chad and Stan mood. Like, Chad,
Chad and Trent.
bro, I'm just signed a carton. It's just
Ooga Booga, you know?
It's just like really trying to outline the pure
Yeah.
like
it's
sexual desire of a
sad.
human being, and that is it.
And I
It's
get
so
that
bad.
that's a part of relationships.
Yeah,
But for some reason, this shows like it is relationships. That is it.
Mm.
There's no. It's a two-dimensional object named sex, and
Yes.
that's it. It's not a three-dimensional thing where there's relationship and work and this and that. It's just straight up that.
Mm.
It's
At the end of the show, I don't want to spoil anything, but at the end of the show, they sort of go off the point of, look, these people are in a relationship after having some dramatic thing happen through the show, and they're like, look, we've grown to be better people and not focus on sex, and they're actually genuinely interested in one another. And I think a cool thing about that is you can watch that and take it into account for yourself. You're like, oh, well,
wow.
that's a good thing to actually think about.
They avoided the
'Cause-
black ball. Well done.
Exactly. But
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
yeah, bro. But you can only go so far with
Yeah,
shows
like-
like that.
I bet they're lovely people. Some of them are probably
Gotcha.
spoiled brats, but I bet some of them are really nice people. But
Yeah,
like, how much do you
It's
have
just-
to be paid to be that dumb?
yeah.
Like, really? It's,
You know, some put on a persona.
oh yeah. It's sad, but obviously it's entertaining for some people. I'm never
Yeah.
gonna watch it. Just
No, I don't.
Just
it's a
for,
waste
like-
of time. I'm never getting that day back.
yeah, but it's just
I could have donated to charity. I could have done like some.
work
I
at the
could have
homeless
studied a
shelter.
subject. But what did I do? I watched a series on Netflix.
Yeah. Look,
Oh god.
it is what it is, man. It's
You
very
can't change the
interesting
past.
how people let themselves go to that standard.
Exactly.
Like, holy
exactly.
shit! Who like Like, I'm here. I'm your little play doll. Play with me.
Yeah.
That's all they're basically saying with some of the stuff they wear. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not trying to. It's like you do wonder sometimes how young girls get into these predicaments, and then you see what they were wearing on the night or what they were doing on
Yeah.
the night, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh. And then obviously guys are going to get mixed signals because all they're thinking about is how this is totally like that show Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
And then next thing you
Exactly.
know, you got a whole lawsuit on your hands. But that's...
It's a different story for a different time.
And like also like some people actually think it's a learning experience too, which is interesting too. Like to think
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Too Hot to Handle is a good base template for how I should treat a woman or how I should do, and it's totally wrong and totally immature to what you should do. And like obviously you're gonna learn that through your own experiences and through your friends and whatnot, but
Yeah.
some TV shows really have an impact on some kids. And look, I'm not saying that like TV shows are bad or this show is like a really bad example, but there are those people out there, and
Yeah.
it would be a shame to see perfectly good relationships ruined because somebody
Gotcha.
thought
Oh.
it was a good idea to grope them for some reason.
Exactly, yeah.
Look, I don't know what they do on these shows. I've only heard and seen bits and pieces on other people talking about it, but like it's
just laziness. There's no variation in
yeah, it's kind of
It's
like
just
how much ask can you show
who
before
thought
this
to
gets
themselves that Love
demonetized?
Island was a good idea? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's just what people are trying to like watch so they can get away with it kind of thing.
Exactly.
Mm. It's there's good parts and bad parts still, but I don't see any benefit really.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Exactly.
meet one of those people and
Oh,
ask
God, yeah.
what went through their head when they were on the show, or what the fuck
Yeah.
they were
What
thinking
what
to
went through your
sign
head
up to
before you
that, you
were on the show?
fucking moron kind of thing. But
Yeah.
like, so I would actually love to talk to someone like that, and like it would be
we should get one
fascinating.
of them to interview.
Yes, look, if anyone sees this and thinks they can get an interview on it, we'd love to meet them. Obviously, totally fresh, clean slate. We won't judge them for their
Yeah.
part, but we will
Nothing
ask them a lot about it too. So
on par to an interrogation.
yeah, extremely
Yeah.
aggressive but neutral,
Very sane
interrogation.
and
But
mutual.
it's a safe space. Remember that.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
very it's a safe space.
Exactly.
Don't mind the revolver on the desk. It's just there for looks. Why are you cuffed
Sorry.
to the chair? I don't know. That's just how I found you. Like,
Yeah.
it's all these. Yeah.
How'd he get shot? Oh, I mean, like, you mentioned the $100,000 he earned, and I was like, dude, you're gonna share that? Because we're sort of, like, giving you a bit of famous leverage here. Like, you gotta pay us something.
Yeah. Well, we're over an hour now, so I reckon we can call it soon. But I'd like to highlight a few things. The future of this podcast is going to be once a week on Twitch. Hopefully, mostly on Saturdays and weekends. But we'll strive for Saturdays. No specific time yet. So just keep an eye
sort of
for
whenever
that.
we. Yeah.
We'll try to upload our video. We don't know how long we can archive our videos because there's a limit to only about 14 days on Twitch. But we will try our best to permanently upload them to YouTube. So the link's down in the description, as I mentioned at the start. It helps again if you subscribe, like, and comment in that. We can see that permanently. And if you have any links to anyone and that, and soon we'll open up a Discord server so we can have people interview and talk about future situation with a third party member who we've never met before. So that's all in mind for the future. So that's all. Hopefully we're going to open that Discord link. I'd love to see if you are watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this on Twitch, go over to YouTube and